Mike. How are you?
I'm fantastic, fantastic.
How long
Uh,
since you finished treatment?
well, I was just thinking about that. Um, uh, you said when I was there that July 4th was our nation's Independence Day, and July 5th was mine. So it's 2 years on July 5th.
That's crazy. Yeah, I forgot. I was right around July 4th.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And Mike, remind me how long you were sick for when you started.
For a little more than 5 years, I had CRPS, and um, I couldn't imagine going through a day without even thinking about it. But it's not even a thought at this point, just except for when we're talking about it. So yeah, it consumed daily life and just made it just completely unbearable. And um, yeah, I don't deal with any part of that. It's not a thought. I approach everything that I do with just reckless abandon and just it's like it never happened. So
Do you? I'm curious. I don't think I've ever asked anyone this, but is it like labor? Because I can relate to that. Do you forget the pain?
um, it's somewhat. I think it's kind of like it's almost like a movie that you've watched at this point. You still have very vivid memories. That's never going to go away, I don't think. But it's almost like a good story that you get to tell. Well, especially now, it's like a good story that you get to tell. Um, when it's thought about. So yeah, it's a little different, but it's hard to explain. Actually, I don't know if I thought about that, but um,
You've had, I know you banged the knee, which was right in the, I mean, tsunami of it all. And you've had other injuries, right?
I,
Um, ligament burns, whatever you guys call them here.
I actually just had a pretty good sunburn the other day, which would have been about near death when I had CRPS. But um, I do anything and everything. We play sports with my kiddos and kind of able to do all those things like I wasn't before, and going biking with mountain bike riding. We went about 15 miles the other day, and just actually had a bike break on me, um, and I went over the handlebars, and I wouldn't recommend it, but it wasn't really a choice. But it's a anything like that is almost a joke compared to what you dealt with prior to all that. So yeah, there's no sweat. I don't. I'm not tentative about anything. I'll go kind of head on. I'm not worried about anything coming back or anything like that. I can say it. I've been healed. So
Yeah, we're tight on, we have to say remission. And but to me, lifetime remission is, you call it whatever you want. It's awesome. Um, so when you get an injury like that, do you ever have a oh crap moment of, is this going to come back? Do you worry anymore?
no, not one bit. I think my family does probably more than I do. Um, I like had that pretty good fall, and I scraped everything. That's the best road rash I've had since I was a kid. But um, yeah, my family just all stopped, and they're like, they're freaking out, and I was laughing. I was cracking up. It was yeah, like I said, we wouldn't sign up for it, but it was a joke. It wasn't anything that I would sweat at all. And I actually broke a finger when I did that, and I mean it got blood all dripping down. There was nothing that I was worried about at all. It was pretty amusing to just even be able to do that kind of thing, much less have anything like that happen.
It's a privilege that most people take for granted, but you guys never will.
No, ma'am, no, ma'am. It's Mike 2.0. So
Mike 2.0. Mike, Tell me about Mike 2.0 because I always tell patients I think life will always be sweeter post CRPS than pre CRPS. Is that true? Does that carry on? Is it like a near death experience?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I kind of, when I've talked on the phone about it, I think I've kind of equated to, uh, well, like a near death experience. We'll sum that up, but um, it's not something you forget, but it's not something that has changed, my daily life at all. Um, so, yeah, ask your question again. I don't know if I answered that one very well.
I'm full of them today. um, in your 5 years when you were sick, did you lose hope? Did you ever think this is it? This is the rest of my life?
I, I, yeah, um, it was actually, uh, uh, towards right before I came to see you. Actually, we had tried everything that was recommended. We had gone through everything, tried every kind of surgery, treatment, injection, uh, medicine, spinal cord stimulators. I tried everything, and they had just the only thing I found medicine-wise that had that would dull the razor blade at all. The FDA shut that company down, so I had zero. And yeah, at that point, I had the probably the least amount of hope I've ever had in my life, and through a friend of a friend, it was like, hey, isn't this what Mike has? My friend went here, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. And that was you guys. And so, without even knowing anything, it was that little sliver of hope that kind of kept me going. And it's, you need to have that. People need to have that, regardless of what this is. And this is the most despairing disease out there. I can't just begin to describe how terrible it is. Um, and so just even a sliver of hope is I mean, it's paramount. um, and to see people that have gone through or that deal with what you do, to see people on these videos that you guys do, uh, it's I mean, it's unreal, and you almost don't believe it at first. But what did it for me is, you could see the look in their eyes, you could see the light coming back. Anybody that deals with constant chronic pain, um, terrible pain, there's just a look. And you could see that look, the kind of life coming back in their eyes, and there's nothing that compares to that. It was incredible, and that's what really made me kind of buy into you guys and see what you guys were able to do, and it's amazing.
I just want to say that you're a great friend to our clinic. I know you talk to dozens of people, and I can't thank you enough for that because you're such a positive, even keel, down to earth, funny. I mean, I miss you to this day, voice. And so thank you for everything you do for us and believe in our program.
Absolutely. If anybody can be helped, I'm on board. So
Well, we miss you. It's so good to see your face.
good to see you too, and tell the rest of my Arkansas family hello.
Thank you, Mike. I will tell your family hello from me.
Will do. Will
Parents
do.
too.
All right. Thank you.
I love him.